Hello. Did you know that diabetes can manifest in different ways? There are some common symptoms that appear at night and may indicate that a person has prediabetes or early-stage diabetes. Do you know what they are? This is important because many people with diabetes don't know they have the disease. Diabetes is treatable and in many cases, reversible. So the earlier you find out, the better. By detecting prediabetes, we can prevent you from developing diabetes. And if you're already diabetic, we can help you avoid all the complications that come with it, which, as you know, can be severe. But before we dive in, please like this video, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and click the bell icon so you don't miss any of our health tips. Let's make this one of the most liked videos on the channel. Help us by sharing it with your friends and family. On this channel, we focus on protecting our most valuable asset, our health. That's why it's worth sharing. So tell me, are you diabetic or pre-diabetic? Where in the United States or the world are you from? Write it down in the comments below and help others learn more about natural health. Let's get started. Did you know that over 84.1 million Americans are pre-diabetic and over 30.3 million have diabetes? So, what is pre-diabetes? It's when your blood sugar levels are elevated, but not high enough to be considered diabetes. A normal fasting blood sugar level is 99 mg/dL or below. If your fasting blood sugar is between 100 and 125 milligrams of glucose per deciliter of blood, you are pre-diabetic. And if your HbA1c, which is the average blood sugar over the past 10 weeks, is between 5.7 and 6.4%, that's also an indicator of prediabetes. Diabetes is diagnosed when fasting blood sugar is 126 milligrams of glucose per deciliter of blood or higher, or when HbA1c is 6.5% or higher. But what are the most common symptoms that diabetics and pre-diabetics experience at night? I'll talk about the top 9. The first symptom: frequent urination at night, which we call nocturia. If you used to sleep through the night and now wake up 2 or more times, it's a good idea to get a blood test, especially fasting glucose and HbA1c, like I just mentioned. Could it be something else? It could be a prostate issue if you're a man, or it could be sleep apnea, which causes you to wake up more frequently during the night. Maybe you're drinking a lot of water before bed, or perhaps tea or coffee is having a diuretic effect. Or you could be taking medication that makes you need to go to the bathroom more often. All of these are possibilities. But one of the main things you should rule out is diabetes. High blood sugar levels draw water out of your cells, making you thirstier and causing you to drink more fluids than usual. This leads to more trips to the bathroom at night. The second symptom to watch for: blurred vision at night. If your blood sugar levels are above normal, this can affect your eyesight, and in many cases, this issue shows up at dusk or during the night. Do you have trouble driving in the evening or at night? Blurred vision is a common symptom of diabetes. When blood sugar levels are elevated, the fluid balance in the eye can be disturbed, causing the lens to swell and change shape, which affects your ability to focus. But of course, blurry vision isn't exclusive to diabetes. For example, if you're struggling to read a book at night, it could be presbyopia, age-related farsightedness. I always emphasize the need for regular eye exams, especially if you have diabetes, to catch any diabetes-related issues early. The third symptom: leg cramps at night. I know cramps can be very annoying. They can happen in different parts of the body: legs, feet, hands, abdomen, and more. But people with diabetes tend to experience more severe leg cramps that can wake them up in the middle of the night. This can be due to dehydration caused by high blood sugar levels. Elevated glucose can also disrupt electrolytes like potassium, magnesium, and calcium, which are crucial for muscle contraction. In addition, poor circulation caused by diabetes can reduce the oxygen and nutrients delivered to your leg muscles. Diabetes can also damage the nerves, causing diabetic neuropathy, which can interfere with the nerve's ability to send the right signals to your muscles, leading to uncontrolled muscle contractions and cramps. The fourth symptom: burning feet. Do your feet feel like they're on fire at night? Sometimes it's so uncomfortable you can't sleep. You pull your feet out from under the covers, then put them back again. Yes, this can also be a symptom of diabetes. Diabetics may experience intense burning, heat, tingling, or even sharp pains that can extend across the whole foot, including the soles, toes, and tops of the feet. It's very uncomfortable and sometimes painful, with increased sensitivity to touch. As I mentioned earlier, diabetes can damage the nerves, causing diabetic neuropathy. It's important to note that diabetic neuropathy can affect up to half of people with diabetes. There are some vitamins that may help improve this condition. If you want me to make a video about vitamins for diabetics, watch this video until the end and leave a comment. Fifth symptom, morning fatigue. If you're always waking up tired and drained, even after a full night's sleep, it could be a sign of diabetes. Poorly controlled blood sugar levels can affect the quality of your sleep. If your blood sugar is too high or too low during the night, it can cause sleep disturbances, leading to frequent awakenings and resulting in fatigue in the morning. Diabetes is also associated with an increased risk of sleep apnea, a condition where a person stops breathing during sleep. Up to 50% of people with diabetes may have sleep apnea, and many aren't even aware of it. If you frequently wake up to urinate or are dehydrated due to diabetes, it's no surprise you'll feel tired in the morning. The sixth symptom, feeling extremely hungry at night. This is quite common and what we call nocturnal polyphagia. If you find yourself feeling very hungry at night, even after having a balanced meal, it could be a sign of diabetes. When blood sugar levels are elevated, the body's cells struggle to use glucose as a source of energy. As a result, the body mistakenly interprets this lack of energy as hunger, even though you've eaten enough. This may lead you to raid the fridge at night. Additionally, when there's excess insulin in the blood, mainly due to insulin resistance, it can cause a sudden drop in blood sugar, leading to intense hunger. Of course, along with this, you'll probably feel thirstier too. The seventh symptom, night sweats. If you've never experienced night sweats before but now wake up with soaked clothes or bed sheets, this could be a sign of diabetes. Could it be menopause? Yes. Could it just be because it's hot? That's possible too. However, when blood sugar levels are high, the body tries to eliminate the excess glucose through urine or sweat. Additionally, diabetes can damage the nerves and the autonomic system, which controls sweat production. Let's not forget that both hypoglycemia and sleep apnea can also cause night sweats. The eighth symptom, bad breath. As I mentioned earlier, diabetes can cause dehydration. When you're dehydrated, your mouth becomes dry, which worsens bad breath. However, if your breath smells fruity or like acetone, this could be a sign of poorly controlled diabetes, especially if it persists at night. This odor, known as keto breath, occurs when the body starts burning fat for energy instead of glucose. When blood sugar levels are extremely high and the body can't use glucose as an energy source due to a lack of insulin, it begins to break down fat as an alternative. When ketones build up in the blood, your breath can take on this distinctive smell, signaling that your body is producing too many ketones. The ninth symptom, restless legs. You might not feel anything unusual during the day, but when you go to bed at night, it feels like you just can't get comfortable, or you have a strong urge to move your legs. People with diabetes are at a higher risk of developing restless leg syndrome, which tends to worsen at night. This could be due to diabetic neuropathy, changes in dopamine levels in the brain, poor blood circulation, or nutritional deficiencies, especially low iron levels. These are the 9 most common nighttime symptoms of diabetes. So let's say you've had a blood test and found out you're pre-diabetic or on the verge of becoming diabetic. Now what? How can we prevent someone with prediabetes from progressing to diabetes? A study known as the DPP was conducted with over 3,000 people with prediabetes, divided into 3 groups. The first group made lifestyle changes, losing 7% of their body weight, eating fewer calories, and exercising for 150 minutes per week. The second group took 850 milligrams of metformin twice daily. The third group received a placebo, a pill made of flour. Which group do you think had the best results? It's what I always talk about on the channel: lifestyle changes, proper diet, cutting out sugar and soda, and losing weight. This group reduced their risk of developing diabetes by 58%. In the medication group, those who took metformin, one of the most commonly prescribed drugs for diabetics, They also saw a 31% reduction in the risk of diabetes compared to the placebo group. So if you're pre-diabetic or diabetic, I hope you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the channel, and share this video with your loved ones. Now that you know the 9 signs of diabetes that happen at night, tell me, do you have any of these signs? I'd love to read your comment and respond. And always remember to consult a healthcare professional for personalized advice, especially if you have any pre-existing medical conditions. Which video will you watch next? I'll share 3 recommendations that are relevant to you. My playlist about everything diabetes related, my playlist on the best foods for fatty liver, and much more. Thank you for sticking with me until the end of this video and learning about the 9 signs of diabetes that happen at night. May God bless us with health and life. Let's work together to promote everyone's well-being. Remember to subscribe to the channel and like the video. I'll see you in the next one. Thank you so much.